Vinney and Beau Show. Some of you might know me, Vinny Chopra, and my partner, Beau Eckstein. And we come to you live at 9:30 Pacific, which is 12:30 Eastern, every Friday. Thanks for joining.
And I think, Vinny, honestly, we at some point we're going to start a affordable housing multifamily division underneath Monil Investments. I'll run the division. We'll have a nonprofit component, and we'll help.
Wow.
We could probably help this in a big way, really.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting week. I hope it's been for you also. Beau, you have some questions, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of questions.
How are you, brother?
Good to see you, Vinny. Good to see you, Beau.
Oh, thank you. We are so privileged to have you.
Hey, Vinny, real quick.
Yeah, bud.
All right, I'll bet you sushi that you don't know what does SAS stand for?
Hi there, everybody joining us, watching us. We are live in 7 channels actually today in the YouTube, in LinkedIn, in Facebook groups and Facebook. Thanks again for liking the show. Please give comments, share, and we are here for a very big show today. Well, good morning, and good morning. It's so glad to be back here again from California. Brother Beau, right there in Las Vegas, in Henderson. You know, he's been traveling. He's been going to several conferences, and myself also. I've been traveling for the last 3 weeks there in Florida, in Las Vegas. Actually, we were together, bro. Yeah, brother. 3 weeks back, and then 2 weeks in Florida. How are you, Beau?
I'm doing well. I've been having fun getting back out into conferences. So I've been going to a lot of mortgage conferences. It's interesting because there's different banks, different private funds, and there's a lot of money out there, and it's floating around. And it's just although the cost of capital is pretty expensive right now, but there's a lot of dry powder that wants to lend on projects right now.
So true, so true. You're so right about it. I mean, my investors, because at the end of the year, they want to make some strategic investments so that they could get some cost, depreciation, effect on their, taxes and so forth, saving their taxes. Because a lot of people, as you know, each quarter, they're able to evaluate how much they made and, what kind of strategies they could implement to reduce the taxes. And real estate is that game which can really help us do that. I mean, I hope everybody listening to us now, watching us in all these channels, again, please join us, and we'll come back to consistency. That's the big thing. I know we've been gone and we didn't do it for a couple of weeks or so, but we are back. And like us, subscribe to us. This becomes also a podcast for Brother Beau and I. And we will like to bring great things for you. The big thing is there is interest rate hike coming big time. Even yesterday, 0.75 points was, increased. And that is getting us back to what 2010 and 11. Because I remember I used to buy at 7% interest rate, 7.25. So is that the same time coming, and how long it's going to last? You're in brokerage, you give loans to so many people in multifamily.
So yeah, we're doing, our SBA loans right now, the rates are 8.759% for SBA money right now for SBA 7A.
Wow.
Once in a while you'll find a portfolio lender that will still do some crazy financing at lower costs, but SBA is based typically variable on Wall Street Journal prime plus a margin. So yeah, rates are definitely up. You can still find like local credit unions that you can get debt, in the high fives sometimes.
Yep.
But across the board, it's a big increase, right, in rates and costs. So, I don't know. I don't have the answer. All I know is that you're going to have to renegotiate prices to make deals work for you, or you're going to have to, a lot of people are starting to bring in more equity and assume financing on deals. But, then it kind of dilutes your returns at the same time because you're bringing more equity in, right? So I don't know. So there's going to be opportunities. There's always opportunities, but I think you got to pick your battles and also be more selective on what you're acquiring, and only buy really good deals right now. Only buy really good deals.
Brother. You said it. Oh my gosh. I've been analyzing, my team has been analyzing in multifamily, of course, and also hotels. As some of you know, I've gone more into the hotel side, which is a great way. It's like a multifamily on steroids, I call it. In good locations where our residents are able to pay at the counter, I say that, and to sleep upstairs for 7 days, 12 days, extended stays, or few days on business or pleasure. So it's kind of like a multifamily with zero concessions, zero delinquency, and then you could control the costs, in the hotels, in hospitality. The big thing is buying in the right location and buying also at the right premium price. Or with the COVID, the prices went way down, by the way. Hospitality, like we have talked before, Bo, right? We sold one Hilton Garden Inn. From the gain, we bought Wyndham, and we are very happy. We have cut down the payroll by about $700,000 because we knew it's the bank repossessed hotel. And when the bank is managing or some third party is managing, they don't care how the expenses are. So we knew the business plan of going in there. But the good thing is that we have to evaluate, analyze. As a matter of fact, this Holiday Inn that I just saw about 2 weeks back in St. Petersburg, we were very high on it. Monica, our daughter, Ash, my partner, and I, we analyzed it, we loved it, at the right price, and we got the LOI accepted. But just 2 days back, we pulled the plug. We said we're not going to go for it because the interest rates are so high and the numbers got squeezed, with the cash flow per year. And then also with the downturn coming in the economy. So, all the brothers and sisters who are watching us, you got to be very careful how the economy is going to affect where you're buying. And even though in the St. Petersburg, Florida is a very nice tourist town and everything, we just feel like there'll be some economic downturns will cut down the travels and people's affordability and all that stuff, as they have to pay higher mortgages, and a lot of things will be happening.
That's a great point. I mean, I think the first thing that happens typically is travel hinders. I mean, people then, instead of flying somewhere, they usually take like local trips, right? That
Yes.
you're talking about. So secondary markets, travel will be down. That'll
Mhm.
probably be get cut first. I mean, right now, I think we're seeing it a little bit. I don't see it like a crazy amount, but I do see like um, sales in certain markets in the residential space really slowing down. I'm
Mhm.
seeing less inventory, so that means there's less people in the real estate world making money.
Yeah.
Builders are starting to pull back, right? Because they don't want to build when nobody's buying. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We're going to see definitely a constriction,
Mhm.
and the better will just get moderate. And nobody's really got a crystal ball, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be another 2008, 9, and 10. I think
Mhm.
it'll just be, I think it'll be a big slap. And I think some people will get hurt that are over leveraged, but I think the people that have cash flowing assets will continue to do well because people need a place to live. And that's at the end of the day. And people will still travel, right? People still going to
Yeah.
travel for work and so forth.
So true, so true. But and again, I think if we look at the whole what's happening from the federal increasing the interest rate, they want to really keep on pushing these interest rates higher to see when the job market, the jobs market report just came actually. I was just looking at it. The stocks turned lower after jobs report. So it was 500 points higher this morning. Now it's only 41. Dow is up only 41.31. And I think with the elections, the midterm elections, that is politically, all these things are playing into this whole economy, whereby increasing the interest rate so rapidly, it's dampening. They want to take down the inflation down, which is what we are trying to do. Not just the inflation, it's the jobs also. They want to see when will the company start laying off people, and then the jobs will get a little bit more stabilized. I don't know the whole economics of it, but that's something it's happening in this time of, in October, November and December, at the midterms. So
Yeah.
nobody's got a crystal ball. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
they're essentially strangling the economy, and it's going
Yeah.
to create job loss. And they're
Yes.
all doing this because they need inflation to go back down to like 3 or 4 and not be 8 or 9. So that's really like, it's interesting how these cycles work. And I think if you're kind of aware of how cycles work, and you figure out like where the opportunities might come around. So like right now is a time to really be doing more, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're in sales and marketing, let's just say you're a mortgage broker like myself, right? Now's the time you put more gasoline into your marketing.
Yeah.
You gain market shares in recessions. You gain, there's more millionaires created in these downturns because there's more opportunities. But if you keep your head above the sand and don't bury your head in the sand, I think there's a lot more opportunities. And I'm seeing it right now, to be honest with you, because I do a lot of bridge lending, and people are
Mhm.
coming to me for solutions because banks are tightening, but
Yeah.
our bridge products aren't. We have abundance of capital. So being a problem solver in a tight market is the key, and that's how you gain market share. So I'm continuing to put more marketing dollars into my budget
Mhm.
to fuel this, and that's where I think I'll see a big push. So whatever you do, if you're a real estate investor buying and flipping houses, maybe you're making more offers, you're reducing your ARV, or your after renovated value. Bring that down because you got to be more conservative because prices are declining.
Yeah.
But people that understand this can take advantage of it.
So true, Bo. And in my class with investors and so on, and on my broadcast, I've been saying that you got to be in the market. You got to be looking at where you're going to purchase. If some great deal comes, what's that market? If it's in senior living investing, or in regular workforce investing, we call it, right? Where the jobs are and so forth. What are those locations? And keep building the relationship with the brokers, because brokers are not going to just feed you. You got to be in touch with them and make sure that they are giving you the off market deals, which the sellers will be compelled to sell, literally, with interest rates hikes and mortgages going higher, and not being able to make the cash flows, the bridge loans coming due in 2023. I mean, all these factors are going to put downward pressure on the pricing of the properties. First of all, the cap rates will be increasing. It's it's the millionaire maker time. It is that cycle of the bell curve where we are it was a seller's market for the last 5 6 years, let's say. A lot of people overpaid. By overpaying, they are gotten into, and the high leverage, let's say that too, 80% loan or 75% LTV loans. And now their interest rates, if they were on a variable interest rate or bridge loans, they are coming due, or the interest rates are rising because of the treasury and everything. So they cannot make the cash flow work, and they will be compelled to sell it. See, so
So
there
so
will be
so if,
up. Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
so if I'm hearing you correctly, there's going to be some opportunity in the
Mhm.
multifamily space because the people that went into bridge debt, 12, 24, 36-month terms,
Yes,
expecting they were underwriting deals at 4% interest rate, and now they're 6.5.
yes,
They can't get the deal to pencil. They're going to be feeding the machine because it's going to have negative debt coverage, and
yep.
they're really going to be forced to sell. And that's where the opportunities, people with a lot of cash can come in, and they can weather the storm and get a deal. If that's what I hear you saying correctly.
So true, brother. It's going to happen in commercial sectors. I don't know how much in the real estate, residential sector. Again, people who have high mortgages, if they lose the jobs, it's not going to be the same thing like 2008, where people had so many rental single family homes, derivatives, the loans were given out without, like with stated income, not really looking through the W-2s and all, but it's not that bad. But in the commercial side of what I've been listening and watching and so forth, there will be that downward pressure. It was a seller's market for many years, like the bull market. Look at what's happening to the stock market. We are down, and this month, November, let's see how far down we go again. But the big thing is we got to be ready with the dry powder, which you say money's there, and be able to look at where you want to buy, have the money ready. I say that, always. And keep talking to brokers also, loan brokers like Brother Beau right here, because he will be able to get you the best of the best interest rates, what's possible at that moment. But then you got to keep in touch with the brokers who will feed you the deals, unless you're doing call outs, call centers, wholesalers. That's a good one too, by the way. Keep in touch with the wholesalers, give them some 1% or 0.5% commission so that you could get that deal under your LLC's name from them. Give them a referral fee, we call it, but then you will be able to take that deal, and move forward. I do want to talk about senior assisted living a little bit, because that's the one market of the multifamily or residential where it's not economically driven, or it doesn't go up and down. Wow. Why? Because it's need driven. See, workforce housing is based on economic upturns, downturns, and jobs losing, new companies coming or shutting down. All those things are in the workforce housing of the multifamily. But and the other side is the senior assisted living or senior memory care. Of course, let's talk about 55 plus also. I'm not in that market, but that will be, again, they are downsized already, seniors, and they're living comfortably in those 55 plus, or like those communities. But the middle section, assisted senior living and memory care, I find is such a unique spot where it's need driven. They just cannot. And if we look at 2008 and 9 graphs, which I have some of them, the assisted senior living or senior living by itself did not go down the line, even though the apartments took a dive in that market. Of course, the commercial, the shopping centers and offices and hotels went way, 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 way down. But assisted living and senior housing did not take a dip. And that's what is going to happen right now also. And there is so much need for it. 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 every night, and it's going to keep on happening for next 8 years. What? For next 8 years, for all the people to get into 65 range, all the baby boomers, it's going to be that long. So there is a huge demand. And actually, one of my very personal coaching students, they just joined me, and they found assisted senior living on very close to their home. And we are talking about it. It's 50 units, which I love, 50, 60, 70 spot, and pretty reasonable also. And it's 80% occupied. I'm just kind of talking about, I'm not giving you the name or anything, but it's something which is going to really make a lot of money if we are able to cut a deal.
What kind of purchase price do you think on something like that?
You're not going to believe it. They said 5.5 million.
So they could buy that with SBA financing potentially.
Oh, really? Oh, hold on.
90% financing, man.
Oh, I'll talk to you. Oh my gosh, I'm meeting with them this week. I mean, over the weekend, they're getting more financials and things.
So times like this, I was talking to all like the big SBA banks that I work with, and I met some new ones at this conference.
Yes.
Times like this, because SBA is partially guaranteed, these SBA loans are partially guaranteed by the government, right? Or by the the SBA division of the government.
Small Business Administration. Yeah.
Exactly. So these loans are guaranteed, 60 to 80% of the loan. So that's why these banks are inclined to make these loans. Plus, they make a lot of money on these loans.
Yes.
So during recessions, SBA, out of 85%, somewhere around 85%, 80 to 85% of all small businesses are funded by the SBA. So
Wow.
we're doing you can go and you can buy assisted living, you can build assisted living. Preferably you have somebody that you're either buying an existing business with staff in place that has experience. If you don't have experience,
Yep.
you can bring on investors. And here's the beauty of this, Vinney. This is what I'm working on right now. On a lot of people come to me that have they want to buy businesses, and they don't have the equity. Well, if you own less than 20% of the business, you don't go on the loan. It doesn't count as your SBA allocation. So, Vinney, we could go in, you and I, with our
Yes.
LLC, we could own 19 or 15% of this business entity for
Yes.
this assisted living, and it could be financed with SBA. They would sign as guarantors. We could help these operators grow their businesses that way.
I
And
love it.
we don't have to go on the SBA. So it's really cool. So I'm thinking about, so a lot of people come to me for financing, but they're missing some of the equity injection needed for these deals. And granted, it's anywhere from 5% to 15% needed. Total project costs. I can also fund working capital and operating and employees pay for 3 months with a 7A. So there's a lot of flexibility. So like,
I love you, brother. I love
yeah,
you. I'm
it's
so
amazing.
glad I brought it up. I didn't know you could help me. And with these one-on-one coaching family, lovely family, and I'll be getting in touch with you, bro. I mean, we can get this down. I love it. They showed me the whole structure. It's beautifully built, property, and very close to where they live. So, I might even go 50-50 partner with them because it's such a great deal.
Well, no, you're going to go a little bit. You're going to own less than 15, like you'll own 18% on paper. So you don't go on a loan. Right.
Wow.
And then they'll guarantee it. And then you'll be in the operating agreement. And yeah, so that's the way to
Excellent.
structure these deals, because they're the real operators. You're an equity investor in the deal
I love
without
it.
having to syndicate it. Right. And the beauty of it is we're leveraging in a big way. Like
Yes.
on a business acquisition, if the cash flow is there, we can finance 90% of total project cost, including. So anyways.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody kind of, who is watching us later on, just to let you know, this is one market I would like to highly recommend everybody listening to me and Beau and in our podcast or this show, get into senior assisted living and memory cares, guys. I mean, this is one segment of the market, even though you'll be my competition, but doesn't matter. The key thing is there is such a big demand. Bo, and if I may say something, see, multifamily of 15 units or 20 units or 50 units, you are charging the rent at $795 or $995, or let's say a little bit better building, $1,395. The beauty of the assisted senior living and memory care is you're charging $4,000, even though the expenses are a little bit more. Bo, I do understand that, but you can run. A lot of people run apartments at 50% expense ratio. For the assisted living, you could run even at 60%. But guess what? You're charging 3 times more the rent. So that's the beauty of it. I really get so high on the assisted senior living because you're feeling a great demand, a great need, because these seniors need a good place to live with a great experience. This is their golden years of life, I call it. They're 75, 85, 90, 100 years of age, and they had a slip and fall, or their one of the spouse passed away, then the life starts degrading. They cannot cook or they cannot dress, which is called the activities of daily living. There are 5 activities of daily living: driving, eating, bathing, dressing, taking medications, all those. If only 3 are missing, I think 3, you could be qualifying for the assisted living. And that's the beauty of it. I think lots and lots of people can take those old, already built assisted livings and bring them up to code and do some renovations, because 33% of the whole America assisted livings are very old. 33%. So there is a big demand, big need that we can all, rally around.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I think it's really something that's in high demand that
Yes.
is not really driven by economics. I think at certain points, some people might, and also in America, most people in other cultures, they keep their parents living at the house.
Yes.
Here, they don't do
Indian
it.
culture. Yeah, my culture. My parents lived with us. My mom passed away early, but my dad, he lived with me and my brother and my sisters. We never put him, in the assisted living. Okay, not now. Okay, yeah, no, we are fine. I know that other Zoom is going on in the background with the block. No, this is good, really good. I hope everybody really got some good nuggets today, from us. And again, please join us next Friday. Every Friday we do Vinney and Beau Show, and bring some great, guests also. If you would like to be a guest and you are a specialist in your field, or suggest to us, you could Instagram Vinney Chopra or Beau Knows Lending right there on the side, and let us know if you would like to be on our show. We would love to have you on our show. And go ahead.
Vinny, I'll be in your neck of the woods on next Friday, so we'll probably have to do it. We'll do it live from Blackhawk or something, maybe.
We will. Let's do it, brother. Yeah, maybe it's 9:30. You could come over to my place. We can have breakfast and we could do it together from here. Love to have you. Welcome you here. I know Kanchan would love to see you also. And then Thursday night, Beau is putting together his meetup Thrive group after COVID. This is the first time, right?
Yeah. So it'll be fun. And then Saturday, I'm going to Fresno. I'm helping a friend of mine who's got a big podcast called One Rental at a Time. I'm helping him put an event on, and I get to be on a panel for lending there.
Yes.
And then the following weekend, I helped 5 other real estate investors put together a very large event called REI Collaboration. We're sold out. We sold 600 tickets to that event. Believe it or not, 600 tickets. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we got.
Is that online or is it?
No, it's an in-person event. 600 people are coming.
Where is it located?
That one's in Fresno as well.
Oh, Fresno. Beautiful.
Yeah, we have some big name investors in the single family space that are coming as keynote speakers.
Wonderful. Yeah. I'm so glad, to see your progress, Beau, and I'm tickled pink, your business is growing. We want every entrepreneur to really put more marketing dollars, just like Beau was saying in the starting of our, session today. You got to not lose the opportunity. This is the time. I'm telling you, if you're thinking to get into real estate, commercial, or any kind of segment into storage units, into mobile home parks, or multifamily, or assisted living, or whatever, or hotels, or anything, this is the time. It will not come back. Just like lifetime opportunity only comes once or twice in your lifetime. And this is that time. Everybody, you look at, just go on Google and just say, is this the right downturn to invest in real estate? And that will show you why you should be in the market.
Love it. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
See you next week, brothers and sisters. And we'll see you next week. And here we are. Bye-bye. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.
I hope you're having a sunny morning wherever you are.
Happy to be on your show finally.
I'm a long-time fan and I watch all your guys' content.
It's awesome. We're very, very, very invested in our community.
It's wonderful to be here.
This is Vinney Chopra and also my good buddy, Beau and and we are so happy.
It's amazing what's going to happen. So, we ramped up to do the show, and we got a lot of hype about the guest today, so I'm excited to.
Oh, I know.
So excited to come live to you all.
You live 9:30 every Friday. How to take your business to the next level.